Okay, welcome back to the third class, and this one is very important if you want to understand the programming of Arduino. Now as you can see that in my screen right here, we have two blocks in our Arduino programming. Whenever you start writing the code, these two blocks are there, already there. You don't have to write them when you start programming. Actually, when you press the Control N or New button, these two blocks are already there on your Arduino software. The first one is setup and the second one is loop. These two are functions, and how actually they work, I have opened a new image as well. The setup is that function which runs once as written here, and the loop is that function which runs over and over and over. This flowchart is easier to understand. When you turn your Arduino on, whatever you write in setup runs once, and after that the program jumps to loop, and that loop keeps running again and again and again and again. This is how actually the Arduino program works. So there are two blocks, setup and loop. Just keep it in mind. Now the next thing is that we have few words that you have to remember before starting your program. These five are the main words that you need to remember whenever you are programming Arduino. Almost in each and every program these words are used. These are some predefined functions of Arduino. So the first one is digital write, second one is digital read, third one is analog write, fourth one is analog read and delay. Now all these four are similar. Now you might have the idea what actually they mean. Digital write means if you want to write something on any pin, if you want to give it output, turn on or turn off, then we use digital write. Digital read means if you want to take input from any digital pin. If you want to take input, either it's on or it's off, you want to read that, then you use digital read. And remember, this capital small is important as well. It's case sensitive, so if you write D capital, it won't work. You have to write D small. Then we have analog write. Analog write means by using analog write we can write any analog value to analog pin, and analog read means we can read analog values from our analog pins of Arduino. And the last one is delay. Delay means to wait, and the unit of delay is milliseconds. So we can ask your program to wait for 1 second, wait for 2 seconds after executing this command, then execute the next command, then wait for 3 seconds, then execute the third command, then execute the fourth command, and so on. This is how your program structure works. These are the five main functions, five main lines that you need to remember before starting your program of Arduino. And how we actually use them? We use digital write like this. Digital write, round bracket open, your pin name, let's suppose pin 9, pin 7, pin 6, and then high or low. You may either write high and you may either write low. So this is how you write your program, and these are the two main functions of your program. After keeping that in mind, let's jump to our Tinkercad. This right here is the function from our a circuit from our previous class. I am going to stop that circuit by clicking on this stop button, and then I am going to program it. To program your Arduino, you can go to code. This right here is a code. You open the code and you will see something like this. And let me adjust my screen again, just like this here. And what actually is that? This is a block coding. This right here is the option. You can code in block, you can code in text, or you can code in blocks plus text. And blocks are usually used to explain programming to kids, but I am not targeting kids. Obviously kids can take this course as well, but my target audience is university students, actual engineers. So we are going to program it in text, and you should learn how to program it in text. It will be useful for you in future as well. So let's click on continue, and now you have your text coding. And as we had discussed before, we have two blocks in our coding, the setup one and the loop one, and there is already a code there. I am going to remove that code. You should remove these lines, this one, I am going to write them myself. If you have these lines in your code, remove everything like that. Now everything is clear. This right here is a setup and this right here is a loop. What I am going to write here is that pin mode. That one I forgot to mention. Pin mode is another line that you will use in each and every code almost. Pin mode defines which pin you are going to use. So I am going to use pin mode, let's say any random number, 4 output. So I am going to use pin number 4 as output. Let me increase the size. Hopefully you can see that now a little better. I'm going to actually place my, yes, this is better now. Now in setup we generally define our pins, which pin we are going to use. And yes, I forgot to mention one important line, pin mode. This one is the sixth one. This is the last one, believe me. Pin mode actually defines which pin we are going to use. This is a very important one obviously, and it's all pin mode almost is used in each and every code. So I am going to write pin mode, and actually I am going to write any random number, 4, let's say 4 comma output. So pin number 4 will be my output pin. Now I am going to take output from my pin number 4, and then in loop I am going to write digital write, as we have discussed before, digital write 4 high, then wait for 1 second, delay 1000, digital write 4 low, delay 1000. And you have to follow it exactly the same. You just need to write, if you are totally beginner with coding, you just have to write this code. It's step by step exactly the same, even capital small should be same, and after each and every line you should have this semicolon. In C language, in Java, you add this symbol after each and every line, so it defines, it's a basically terminator of that line. So this means delay, so this means this line ends right here, delay right ends right here, and then digital write 4 low, delay right here. Now what I am going to do, I am going to remove this positive wire of my LED just by clicking the delete button, and I am going to take this wire just like this here to pin number 4, here, here and here. Hopefully you can see, yes, everything is clear. I have connected that positive wire to pin number 4. Now pin number 4 is actually operating my LED. So if I click on start simulation, now you can see the LED should be on for 1 second, off for 1 second, on, off, on, off. This one was the easiest method of explaining Arduino I found, and hopefully you have the clear idea of how actually Arduino works, how you can start programming it. Now if you are still confused, just rewind this video, watch it 2 or 3 times, and yes, it's important, you have to perform it. Open this software, open your browser, open Tinkercad, go to the circuits, draw this circuit, write exactly the same code and click on start simulation. After you blink your first LED, everything will be easy from now on. After you blink your first LED, you will now have the feeling that yes, you can do this, you can program your Arduino. And from next lecture, we are going to play with different tricks in programming right in this Tinkercad software.